Welcome to the It Factor. We're Jemmy and Nye, exploring a new blog post by Mr. Len Kaplan, CEO of CDML and MSP in Queens, NY, offering network management, VoIP and UCAS, cybersecurity, compliance, IaaS, cloud, and Microsoft 365 and Azure. If you're a small business owner or manage IT for a growing organization, this episode is for you. Stay tuned.
Absolutely. And today we're diving into something really, fundamental for any business, keeping your data safe.
That's right. We're looking at Len Kaplan's article, Fight Fire with Firewall. It really gets to the heart of why this is so critical. I mean, think about it. Customer info, financials.
It's the lifeblood, as he says. And if you're running a small business, you're juggling a lot. Data security can feel maybe a bit overwhelming.
For sure. But it's just too important to ignore these days. So our mission here is to break down the key network security concepts from Mr. Kaplan's post. Make them practical, you know?
Exactly. No jargon overload, just the essential insights for protecting your business, your employees, and your customers.
And Kaplan lays out the risks pretty starkly if things go wrong. We're talking serious consequences.
Yeah, things like identity theft hitting your customers, or losing your own intellectual property. Imagine that.
Or getting tangled in legal issues, facing big fines. It can even lead to, well, financial collapse in the worst case. He doesn't sugarcoat it.
No, he doesn't. And his approach to preventing this, it's about having layers of defense. Smart thinking.
He mentions user education as that first line, something he's apparently covered before, making sure your team knows what to look out for.
Right, that's crucial. But today, we're focusing on what Kaplan calls the second line of defense.
Which is the network firewall. That's the main topic of his post.
Exactly. Now, he breaks down firewalls into sort of two main categories people might encounter.
Okay, what are they?
Well, first, there are personal software firewalls. These are often built into operating systems or security suites, good for individual machines, especially maybe for remote workers connecting from outside the main office.
Right, for that individual protection.
Yeah.
But for the business network itself.
That's where the second type comes in, the dedicated security appliance. This is really the cornerstone of network defense for most businesses with a physical location.
This is a really important distinction, isn't it? Because a lot of businesses just use the box the internet company gave them.
Precisely. And Kaplan makes a fantastic analogy here. He says relying on that basic ISP router is like using a flimsy screen door for security.
Okay, so not very secure at all.
Not really. Whereas a proper security appliance, he compares that to a heavy-duty metal fire-retardant security door.
Okay. One with a latch, a deadbolt, maybe even an alarm system built in.
Exactly. You can immediately see the difference in the level of protection. These appliances often use more advanced techniques, like a stateful packet inspection, to really understand the traffic coming in and out.
That makes sense. So these appliances aren't just blocking things randomly, they're actively managing the connections. What kind of features do they typically offer? Kaplan lists a few.
He does. There's the core rules-based firewall, obviously. Then things like having a backup internet connection ready that's called a redundant ISP gateway or failover. Yeah. Very handy if your main line goes down.
Oh, definitely. Keeps the business running. What else?
VPN gateway capabilities, that's for secure remote access. GU blockers, which let you block traffic from entire countries or regions.
I can see how that would be useful. If you only do business locally, why allow connections from halfway across the world?
Exactly. Reduces the attack surface. Then there are spam blockers for email.
Which helps with productivity and cuts down on phish escries, right?
Absolutely. And finally, content filtering to control what websites people can access on the company network. It's quite a suite of tools.
So it's about finding the right appliance that bundles the services you actually need.
At a price that makes sense for a small business. That's the key balance Kaplan mentions. You want strong protection, but it needs to be affordable.
He mentions that his company, CDML, often goes with sonic wall devices. Why is that?
He feels they offer the, quote, best price to performance ratio. Now, we aren't endorsing them specifically here.
No, of course not. It's just an example of the kind of thinking involved. Researching options, weighing features against cost.
Right. It illustrates that process of selecting the right tool for the job based on perceived value. And again, this is all straight from Mr. Kaplan's blog post.
So wrapping this up, the big takeaway seems pretty clear. That basic router from your ISP, it's just not enough in today's threat landscape.
Not even close. Investing in a proper security appliance is a major upgrade for protecting your business's data. It's a foundational piece of security.
Definitely. Which leads us to a final thought for everyone listening.
Considering how sophisticated cyber threats are becoming, take a hard look at your current setup. What specific vulnerabilities, what weaknesses could a more robust firewall actually solve for your business?
Something important to mull over. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive on the IT factor.
We hope it's given you some valuable insights. Catch you next time.